And we're live!
Hey!
Woohoo!
We're live.
We're kicking it with the Kurz team. All right, so we're about like 15 minutes, like
It
20
happens.
minutes late, guys. We should be ending our show
Miami
right now,
time.
but we had some technical difficulties. Nonetheless, last week we weren't live because I was gone, but I learned a lot last week. It was amazing.
Yep.
But this week we're back. Late, but we're back. It's better late than never, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
As always, you can find us on Facebook. The handle is The Kurz Team. You can find us on Instagram as well. Our website is thekurzteam.com. And our phone number is 786-671-1758. So if you have any questions or just want to speak to one of us just because you think we're cool, you can feel free to reach out to us.
Please,
there,
don't make us
right?
Keep it
feel a lot better.
related. Come on.
Self-esteem
We
is at an
really like
all-time
the
low.
calls
Help us
when
out.
you need to buy or sell a house. So we're here every Tuesday, usually at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, to provide you guys with some content in our real estate industry, right? The content for today, so today's topic is going to be about how getting a real estate license is so easy, yet being a real estate professional is something else.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
so we're gonna just basically dabble into some of our experiences and give you guys some input as to, you know, both aspects of the spectrum, right? But before we do so, we want to announce who our sponsor is. Vanessa, could you-
Oh, I've missed this. So, as always, our sponsor is Miriam Castrillo with PRMG, and she's a mortgage lender, and she can help you with all your mortgage needs. So if you don't know, call Miriam, and she can tell you about how you can get a mortgage
the
and
best.
buy your home or your investment property or whatever. Call Miriam at 305-804-9108, and she's our preferred lender because she's excellent. She's been over
Yes, she is.
18 years in the industry, and she'll make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So-
Thank you, Vanessa.
Definitely.
So, my name is Jennifer. I have Daniel with me. I have Ray,
Hey, guys.
Vanessa, and Jose. So Jose is going to be a little silent, but he will also be communicating with you silently through Facebook Live. And so if you guys have any comments or anything you want to share,
Any
please feel
stories you guys want to share about
Yes.
Yeah, sure,
getting into
stories.
the industry?
So experiences, guys. What have you guys been up to in the last week? I haven't, I
Week,
haven't
2
seen
weeks.
you.
Oh,
Well,
lots been going.
my experience last week, I've been trying to get this client of mine that I have. She's no, okay. So this client that I have, so she has a low budget purchase. She's looking around the 200,000. The thing is, this is a market that is really easy to reach with cash. I mean, we've been talking about this the past month because it's been every time we try to finance. You know, just trying to
Yeah.
get financing from a bank.
Gets outbid.
It's under the 200,000, and it's getting really hard to find. So one of the things that I actually would advise to people that have this kind of situation, that they have to work on the down payments, because that's one of the things that I've seen that is actually it's like a deal breaker right now. With that price point, if you are asking for, I don't know, 200,000, and you also asking for some assistance with the closing costs and all the things, that's like it's gonna put they're gonna
Double
look-
difficult.
Exactly, it's gonna make it harder. It's gonna make it harder. They're gonna try to look for a cash investor. They're gonna try to bring less money to the table. And one of the things that I'm struggling right now is that kind of market. I mean, for investment properties, that's actually the price point that you work with. But for living, for home to live,
And
it's a
there's
different
so
kind of
many people
situation.
that qualify for that, you know, within that bucket.
Because they have a low income, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
because they have a low income, so they find difficulties doing that. If you're able to save up some money, right, you can give yourself some leverage. Where you can, you know, one way of negotiating is that I find very effective is, you know, you can submit an offer where you can confirm that you will pay an additional amount above
The
appraised
appraisal,
value,
yeah.
no matter
Yeah,
what.
absolutely.
Yes.
You know, that right there, if the property for one reason or another doesn't appraise, you are guaranteeing a little bit more. That gives the seller a little bit of comfort in which,
Yeah.
you know,
It makes
you're
the
coming in a little
offer-
bit more aggressive.
It's a little bit more
even though you
lucrative
find
to the
it.
seller. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember one thing, if you're asking for some help
No,
with the
he's
closing costs,
asked, you know, and
That's
we all know.
Asking for-
I mean,
for
that's-
Yeah, if you're
very
ha-
difficult.
It's hard.
You know, for buyers requesting assistance, there are a lot. You know, we all know I've been working with, and you know, as a team, we all love to help people. So we're not, you know, kind of specific as to who we want to work with. But these buyers that request the system, they need to understand their budget and their price point is very competitive.
Yes.
Upon a cash offer.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and just understanding, patience and understanding,
Yeah.
and just, the right deal will come up in which the seller, is patient enough and is willing to kind of lend a bone, because it is what it is.
It's hard. No, it's hard. It's a hard market right now. For those kind of properties, they fly. They spend in the market like 2 weeks, no more than 2 weeks. It's hard. I mean, it's
long for some.
it's faster than a rental. Yeah, it's great. And that's what actually my last month experience. I just resumed my last month experience.
All right.
So-
What about you, Greg?
Well, let's see. It's been about 2 weeks since the show, so I decided to start touching base with some of my older clients and older buyers, and just seeing what they were up to, seeing what was going on, and lo and behold, I got in contact with one of them, and it's been a great experience because I'm starting to get a lot of these old contacts that I had that weren't necessarily ready to buy off of me at the time, and now suddenly they're ready. And which is great because now I'm working with people that don't necessarily live within the region of South Florida, but that are coming from other areas of the country, which tends to be the typical norm this time of year in our
Snowbirds.
industry. A lot of snowbirds are coming down.
I'm actually getting the opposite, where I have
All
a
right.
client that was supposed to be ready to purchase and getting pre-approved and everything, and she decided to hold off till after the holidays. But
Okay.
she is a local.
Okay.
So, you
Yeah,
just
it varies.
never know what
You never know.
Yeah.
will happen.
Yeah, no, it changed a lot.
Someone's angry.
No, you're a real estate professional who else is a lawyer. That's another thing. But I'm talking about, I've been struggling with this, one of my clients, because she was trying to she's just trying to make like a move without representation. She was asking me for advice. She was asking me for advice. She wasn't asking me for representation. And she was trying to change her apartment for a bigger house, but do it through a quick lane deed, and she was having some support of it was like a really mess, and yeah, it was a really, everything at the end of the night, everything fell down. Nothing went through, and she's actually right now working with me because she learned from less. Thank God. But still, you need to learn. You need to look. If you're not gonna get representation from a real estate professional, at least get all the information. Exactly. Get all the information, because quick lane deeds, they don't work like you want them to work. They are made for a specific type of transaction. They are not for everybody and for any type of transaction. So one of the things that I actually ask the people is look for information. Look for us. Actually, it's easier. It's easier. Look for us, and we will let you know
We'll
where the
simplify
information is
the
at.
process.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Any of you guys want to share something?
No, we've been getting very busy. We're gonna get into getting the real estate license, which is very important for the viewers.
He's just into the computer.
Getting the real estate license, because sometimes it distorts. So, not much. Just
We've
getting really
been
busy.
it's been fortunate, and it's been really
How did you
surprising.
guys like being without me last week?
It was rough.
It was
rough.
We didn't do what
We're not
we
used
didn't
to
know what
seeing
do.
her. We see
What
each
do you
other.
mean? You had a whole schedule.
So of course,
Even that.
but here's the thing, though, right? We're full-time agents. We're not part-time agents. So we're full-on real estate professionals. This is our career. So we have a set schedule as a team. We're here in the office every morning at 8:30, and we're together and we're making calls and we're conducting our own business. But we're always in each other's faces, helping each other out. So when someone's not there, it's almost like throws the whole dynamic off. It's like, well, what do I do? Now my normal routine where my morning chats with you, I'll be they're bogus about dumb stuff. They're not
Talking
there,
about
so
life
what am I
and
going to do?
stuff.
Now it's rough. Now my buddy's not there. I can't talk to him. And
We felt like we needed to make things happen.
we needed
Yeah.
to.
Just because she wasn't here.
Yeah, exactly. We
got
want
a lot
harder.
done.
And let me tell you, it was a good week for all of us. I think,
How do you guys work more without me?
a lot of
I
contracts.
didn't want, you said,
We went under contract. We got some stuff done. We worked a lot.
Good. There is some noise happening in this room, and
I don't know where it's coming from. I feel like I'm like
There's noise.
listening to voices.
Talking to us is probably in the other
Jose's
room.
cell phone, anybody?
I think it's from the Halloween episode, that ghost we were talking about. I think it's floating around. Jose's the
Jose's
volume
cell
up on
phone?
your computer?
All right, so
Okay.
we're
Sorry.
going to go through some of our listings real quick.
All right.
We have 7460 Southwest 119th Court. That is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, full home. It is listed for $635,000. It's the lowest price listing in the neighborhood. This property is beautiful. Again, it has a pool, and basically we're ready to sell
Where's your phone?
1470 Northeast 123rd Street, Unit 1207. That is a remodeled rental, a 2-2, for $1,750, and I believe that one, Jose, 1473. We're going to be under contract.
Yes,
soon,
this
right?
is actually
One of the things that okay.
We also have 7929 Southwest 63rd Terrace, and this property is by far one of my favorite properties. It has a medieval, Mediterranean type of feel. As a matter of fact, where Danny came to visit to drop off a key, and I showed him the place, and he came up with an idea. He's like, "Are you guys doing the brokers open?" I go, "Well, we have to."
Oh.
And he said, "Well, this house is perfect for us to do a costume, kind of medieval or like back in the day type of brokers open."
I love it. The house is amazing. Exactly.
You know, we might have a brokers open coming up. So if you're a broker and you would love to be invited, it's a $2 million property. Send us a private message, and we'll definitely send you an invitation. We'd love to have you there.
Okay,
especially if you have the client to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So we're working on those details specifically. In addition to that, we have two other rentals that actually came into the market and left. So we can't even mention those.
They're gone.
But we'll
They're gone.
Vanessa had an appointment yesterday. We might be coming up with a new listing.
In the Doral area.
The Doral area.
Nice.
You want to maybe elaborate
What kind of properties?
It's a 2-2. We're still dabbling and trying to see whether she wants to list it or rent out. But it's a nice, well kept. She remodeled her kitchen and some of her bathrooms. So the bathroom. It's an apartment. It's a 1-story apartment. It's
What's
really
the
nice.
price?
We're it's still not. We're not going to disclose yet.
Okay.
We're still there. We're still in the works.
You let me know later.
Whatever's hot enough for it to move quick.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let's get straight to topic.
Okay.
Getting a real estate license is easy. Being a realtor is another thing.
How long did it take you guys to get your license? It took me a week.
The same.
Took the class in a week and the test, and I passed, and I'm like, I'm a realtor.
I got the
I'm a
test.
realtor.
My first time with 74.
I got
1
17.
point.
I failed my first
By
time.
1 point.
By 1 point. Oh my
The first
goodness.
time I went to try to do the test, I went without studying.
Don't
When I got
tell me
there, I
that.
said, "Bro, are you crazy, man? I mean, you need to study for this thing." So, oh my God, okay, I'm going to study now. And I passed it the second time. And the second time, I left the place saying, I'm the best real estate agent that you're going to find. I mean,
And then reality hit him.
yeah, I don't know how much I got because, once you pass the test, they don't give you this
No, they
score.
just say pass.
No.
And I said, I bet
Yeah,
it was
just
like
say pass,
110.
yeah.
My average was around 100, 110.
What about the course? Like when you guys did the course was the easiest.
My
thing.
course was
It
amazing.
really boring
I loved it.
because it was the longest course ever.
I loved it.
Yeah, mine was.
I love the course. I love the course. Actually, I mean, my
I had a
teacher,
blast on my
she,
course.
I don't remember her name, but she was amazing.
So was mine.
Do you remember what score you got on your test?
I was in the
At
80s.
school?
I was in the 80s.
75 on the school.
I think I did.
They told me, listen. 75, you need to get this for the real one. I mean, this is just like a preview.
You know what's funny? When I passed the school exam, the professor wrote his number.
Here we go.
No, not like
Oh
that.
my God.
Come on.
What else
Go
could
ahead.
that?
Private class.
We get it,
He's
Vanya,
like,
we get
Okay,
it.
everybody's
No, but I was like the
You.
star student, I must
What did you
say.
get?
Seriously?
I don't remember. All I remember was his number. And he's saying, hey, call me. I want to know what broker
That's the
to go
only thing that
to.
you remember?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That says
because-
a lot.
No, he was excellent. Everybody knows Keith Grandy. Come on.
Oh my
Gold
gosh.
Coast. El Viejito.
See?
Yes.
From what school?
Gold Coast.
Which one?
He's the one
You
that.
have, like, more than-
Jose, what was your score?
She said 74.
On my first time I passed, it was 74. I didn't pass. It was
No, but
74.
that was
What
for the main course.
Okay. You mean in the class?
Mhm.
I don't remember. 80 something.
80 something.
80 something.
Same deal as in the
I was
80s.
a good student.
Bro, I
And
was
I
an A.
enjoyed
All
it.
these
enjoyed
B's.
it.
I love the class.
I
I want to give a shout out to my
student in
Isabel from
life. I
West
hate
Real Estate
to
School, who used to teach at Gold Coast. She's
I
great.
love it.
But
She's awesome if you're watching.
We love you.
Talk
Right.
well.
I got a 93.
Of course she was asking.
So we
Of course she was asking.
we-
Bro, I got a 97.
99.9.
That's the teacher's number. And I had the same teacher.
I had 99, a lot of people.
Yeah,
What time did you wake up and you realize, okay, I took the test. This is it. I'm going to make it. And all of a sudden, reality hits. I hope you all had savings.
No, I actually had my others. I was working in another company. I'm a civil engineer. I was working in a construction company. And I got there like I opened the door like, I don't care about nothing here. I mean, listen, if you don't need me here, I'm leaving. I mean, somehow it's going to happen. And actually, the woman that was there, she was the office manager. Tomorrow is her birthday. Marisol, I love you. Anyway, she told me, listen, you just got into this world, but you don't know. Actually, you're not even in the world yet.
Exactly.
Don't get crazy. Anyway, now I'm a real estate professional, so I got crazy.
Yeah, you jumped through it.
I have this family. I think they can hear. I have this family related friend, and one time he's like a general contractor. And I asked him, hey, can you please tell me, like, what? No, see these stores when it's too close. I saw it in the last video. So I'm like, hey, can you tell me a little bit more? How can I get my contractor license?
Well, that's a whole other world, buddy.
This on purpose?
Just hold it up.
So the guy goes,
Like the 70s.
well, you shouldn't waste your time on that. Like the general contractor license. He's like, do you know anything about math? I'm like, I dropped out of college because of math. And do you have any
Engineering background.
Background,
yeah.
And I'm like, no, I've never done any of that. He said, well, I think, like, he wasn't trying to offend me. You're gonna waste your time. I'm like, okay. He's like, the realtor class. Anybody can get that. I can get that like this.
Oh my
Don't
God.
think for 1 second this is going to be like the realtor class. And I'm over here like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, he made me feel so bad.
So, okay.
Everybody's gonna have an opinion.
When you guys chose to be real estate professionals, how was everybody's reaction to your choice?
No, I mean, there's a lot of people around me that told me, bro, you're gonna starve. She's gonna starve to death.
They told me that.
How long did you guys want to be a realtor before you became a realtor?
A long time, actually.
I really wanted this for a long time.
I did everything
Yeah,
man,
me
before
too.
that. And
No, I
I
used to
watched HGTV. I was an expert.
oh, yeah, I was a pro. Man, let me tell you, everybody
I'm
might.
gonna flip everybody's house.
I got the opposite. I got the, it's about damn time from everyone. Like,
Yeah.
it's about time you're doing
I mean,
Oh, because you have family in the industry, right?
Yeah, but I've
So-
always just had a general interest in that. I did everything else up in the book, aside from like getting my real estate license, which was going to be my end game anyways in life. And then when I finally did it, they were like, "What's about freaking time?"
Actually,
I mean,
You did it.
yeah. Sorry.
I do have family in the industry. I mean, they're not active. But, I mean, the opinion was completely the opposite. I said, are you crazy?
For
You
me-
didn't see what happened to me? I said, yeah.
Soon,
okay, I'm
a
gonna-
few months into it,
Yeah.
you start realizing what they meant by that comment.
Not by any,
It's
it's not by any means easy. And for me, it was different. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a chemist, so technically it was either a lab or a technical director in an office, and then sales in that industry. A lot of chemicals, not a lot of people. So I wanted contact with people. Talk to me. No, just kidding. No, it gets complicated. I mean, no, it's great. I've been really wanting to be. I was calculated with my decision, and the right amount of savings and the right step, the right move, and a little bit of courage, but a lot of calculation. But yeah, I definitely wanted this for a while.
Did the course prepare you guys for the real thing?
Hell to the no.
No way.
No.
Who remembers?
No,
It's
no,
principles,
I
laws,
remember.
and practice, but no, in reality, it does not
I
at all.
just know when a property has an acre.
You're never going to forget they made you.
Oh, when they told me, okay, you have 110 questions and only 10 is math. I said, seriously? I mean,
But why?
I'm an engineer. That's all I want. More math questions.
That means you get all the right math ones.
Yeah, so seriously, more math? I need more math? I'm not going to pass this.
That's my favorite part.
Oh my God, no, no.
So what about now? Now we're in the industry, or not now, but when you first started, you were in the industry. What were your biggest struggles?
Building the foundation of your business, which
Start.
you never, to some degree, never stop doing. but you really have to have a strong foundation. And so when you're new to this, you don't realize what you have to do in order to build that foundation. So I'm talking about, you don't know many people in the industry, so you can't contact clients or buyers. So they tell you to go through your phone book on your contacts and start contacting people that didn't know what you're doing and asking for referrals. And that's really uncomfortable if you've never done that before. And people you haven't spoken to in months or years, suddenly now they're hearing from you. And so you kind of have to get over that hurdle. And then from there, little by little, it starts. But it's a good few months, I think, to start before you really start getting your feet wet. And, one transaction, it's good. You taste blood a little bit. And then once you get the second one, you start moving around. And it feels great.
I think for me, it was a little different. I'm very thorough, and I like to know that I'm doing the right thing. So at the beginning, I knew that I had to do just because I went to school, it doesn't mean that it made me like the real estate professional you graduate the license with. So I knew, and I wasn't afraid, or I didn't have a problem of cutting my commission, so that I can have the experience of someone knowledgeable with me. To make sure that my first, transactions were done correctly, and that for me, that was the best decision that I could have made. And now even working in a team, it's something that I bring my background plus all of our experiences together, and that was really important for me as a professional to know that, I'm just acting with my knowledge as well as everybody else's knowledge. So that was big.
There's multiple people helping you out.
Yeah, because connections, we're all good people. We're all people. So, I mean, connections wasn't an issue for me. For me was, hey, let me represent you as if I've been, a million years in the industry.
Yeah.
I just look great.
Everybody has their way of being. Some people are really anxious and they get paralyzed by analysis, so they have to learn everything before they make a move, right? And I have to learn the scripts before I make the move. I have to. I swear I remember my first cold call. I literally stared at the phone number. I wrote the phone number on my phone and I stared at it, and for maybe, 10, 15 minutes, I went back and forth. I was like, well, what do I say? You know what I mean? Just looking at it, and then I said, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And then you press the button, and then all of a sudden I hear,
it's a voicemail.
It goes straight to voicemail. I didn't even speak.
She's talking about our every morning call, our every morning routine.
For no particular reason, And then the harder part was, the first transaction was actually a rental listing. And I hadn't been in Miami. I had just gotten to Miami. So I hadn't been in Miami for a long time. I was in another state. Here I am looking at my phone thinking, oh my gosh, who do I still have on my phone? From high school, because I left when after high school to another state.
Who did I not ignore?
Yeah, no, so I was like, all right, great. Well, let me send messages. These people are now older, so they might be ready. They might know somebody. So let me send messages. And I sent a couple messages even to an ex-boyfriend, my first boyfriend ever.
Hey, whatever you got to do.
Whatever. He thought I was somebody else.
That weren't memorable.
For real, right? That's what he said. And then
Patricia?
I just sent a basic message. Hey, I'm in the real estate industry right now. Do you happen to know of anybody that wants to buy or sell? I just kind of sent a quick message. And sure enough, I got a message reply. I don't know how many replies that I did, right? Because I didn't really do many.
Pretty good odds.
Forgot to.
Right?
Pretty good.
And I got a listing appointment.
Hell yeah.
But it was nerve-wracking. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. There were a lot of questions asked to me. And I had to look at the contract a million times. And I will tell you, I did not know the contract after I looked at it a million times. When I was in front of this person explaining the contract,
It's overwhelming.
I was literally reading it verbatim because I couldn't remember half the stuff that I had read before.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking because it's a big transaction. You're representing a lot.
And I think that feeds into what you're saying. I was on my own for quite a bit, and then I was approached to join this team, and that's really when things started to develop for me as a real estate professional, because now suddenly I have this support that I can go to someone, anyone in this team, and just say, hey, look, this is an issue that I have, or I'm a little fuzzy with this. And at that point, I was just working with buyers, and now transitioning into doing more and more listings, and that there's a million questions, there's a million things to do just to get a listing appointment, and to not trip over your own words when you speak to somebody in their own home, and to be able to assess the value or more or less what you believe that you can sell that home for. That's a lot of pressure, and having somebody you can fall back on is great instead of doing
I
Yeah,
think
it's
the
wrong.
best advice I could give to someone thinking, by the way, a friend of mine reached out to me asking me for something like this, is I felt very comfortable when I first started, and I went on my own. I started doing rentals only. I was an assistant for almost 2 years for two different people. First for a broker, and then I was an assistant for a realtor. So there, I saw everything that was going on, and I was able to feel like and taste the waters. So once I got my license, I already knew everything.
Of course.
Exactly. At some point, I'm thankful to God that that happened to me. I was an assistant before, but some people you could invest 1 or 2 years of it if you're really planning on being successful in this. Otherwise, you're gonna be just like the other 80% of the realtors that quit on the first year. So being an assistant really was the difference here.
I think you're right. Yeah, having that experience and being able to dive into that as like a support staff role, you really see the inside. And that goes for any profession, really. And
Yeah, work your way up, man.
work your way up, and earn your stripes that way. But you really know exactly. You really have a strong intellectual foundation, and you also have that experience before you even get the license. You have a taste of that.
And really, really, if we come down to think of it, there's books, there's seminars, there's brokerages like this one that gives you all the tools. At the end of the day, the difference between the ones that make it and the ones that don't are the ones that do it.
The ones that do it, experience. There's nothing.
There
like it
is,
in
have a
anything in
good
life.
personality, be a good person, be a shark as well, but just do it.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
we're almost in the middle of the show, but I am always very passionate about this part that I've always wanted to put out there. Remember, everybody thinks being a realtor is just, reaching out to people. Clients are going to follow in your lap. You're going to be cool, like on the TV shows.
You're going to make a lot of money.
But
in a
the
minute.
truth is, this is a business. And believe it or not, you have to invest a lot of money. That's why you had to calculate all your steps, because you need money to invest, and you need money for your personal expenses. So it's not like a game that you're gonna go in there and you're just gonna play cool. You have to have a big cushion of money just so you can jump into it
right off the
freely
bat,
and
yeah.
have time to learn, make
Join
mistakes, and then
organizations, get your
3, 4,
trainings.
5 months later, get paid.
Or really go at it with no hesitation whatsoever. Like have it in you to post something, and even then when you first start, for somebody to trust your your business, that you know what you're doing, so that you don't screw up in the process. It still takes time. Now, real quick, what are some things that we do to develop business? Like just kind of blurt out there are certain things that you guys are doing to develop your business.
Well, we've learned to love the phones. I think that if you want to really make it in this industry, you got to learn to get over the fear of making cold calls. Get out there and start prospecting. There's no other way to do it. That's how you're going to start getting your clientele. That's how you're going to start converting your leads into actual buyers or sellers. Love the phones. Learn to love them.
Yeah, you have to be a people's person, like Vanessa was saying. I mean, you need to understand what people want and why they want it, and you need to be there for them and explain them why they have to aim to this specific type of market, and why they should not waste their time doing these other things. I mean, there's a lot of things but first of all, you need to put in other people's shoes and see what is their perspective. All the things that, when you're working with people with a lot of money, it's almost the same thing that when you're working with people with a small amount of money. The people who has a lot of money, they didn't get there stealing money. No, they didn't working a lot. Most of them, I mean, and the people who has a small amount of money, they still, they have a lot of afraid to leave that in somebody else that they don't know. So you need to explain them. Listen, we are here for you. We're here to represent you. And that's one of the things that it's developed. I mean, it has a lot to do with our personality. You have to be kind. You have to be you cannot be rude. You have to try to explain them that you're here for them, and that's really hard.
That's what's going to differentiate you from everybody else.
Exactly.
Another way, once you start developing a certain business, and you know who has done a transaction with you, another way to continue to develop your business and make it grow is to tap into your previous network. Yeah. They already know you. They know how bound to refer you to other people. In addition to that, is asking for the referral. You know, if the person that you're speaking to is not ready, well, they might know somebody that is. You know, and whether or not they know that you're new, they're referring you to somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that person will eventually go through the process, and you'll learn as well. Anything else you guys might want to add?
Just yeah, everybody that you know knows somebody else, you know, and just kind of being that point of reference for the people you know, just connecting. I'm pretty big on giving quality work, just giving myself. Who am I selling? I'm selling myself, right? I'm helping you find your property, but through me, with this experience, this ride, and I'm going to help the ride go smoothly. So I'm very big on, you know, knowing the amount of people and catering to their needs and knowing who I'm working with. But in essence, all of our jobs are to be everybody's point of reference, you know, in this industry. You know, when somebody thinks of purchasing or selling, hey, I want them to think of me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very
what
much.
about you, Jose?
I'm gonna need this now. Now I need this.
Here we go.
I think we can talk all day, but people are not. I mean, you're not gonna understand what we're saying up until you actually start you go through it.
Yep.
You can talk. We can talk all day. You know, people are not gonna understand. It's just that the clients or the leads, they know what they want, and they think they know the market. They think, oh, I'm just looking, but they don't. Exactly. And think about it. It's normal. Whenever we're shopping for a car or we're shopping for something, I'd be rude. I'd be rude on the phone. People call me for sales call, and I'd be rude. Like, I know what you're doing. Because
No, that's not true. We don't even rule with those kind of people. We actually heard them.
We're nicer.
We hear them. Say,
I'm nicer
than when we're nice.
I hear the
Give
pitch
me
out.
your speech.
I do this for a life, bro.
What are you doing, man? You're doing your best.
So here's what you did wrong.
That salespeople get sold.
Easier.
They get sold easier.
Yes.
Salespeople get sold easier because they hear the tactic.
I'm like, you know what, dude? All right. Well played, sir.
And if you wanted to just cut someone, I'm like, you're doing it wrong. There
are times where I'm like, you know what? Like, this is not the attitude to have.
You know?
You gotta have that mindset, buddy.
Now, last but not least, is there any tips that you would like to give somebody that wants to enter the real estate industry?
First of all,
Send me your Rolodex, and we'll talk later.
so I think one of the things that
See, nobody's talking.
I think
one of the things that you need to know is that there's no an easy way to this. This is just like try to figure out how to start a new business, any kind of business.
5-year plan.
That's how hard it's gonna be. I mean, you need to. This is not something that you're gonna start making money from day one. Even though if you close a deal, the second day of you being in the market, you're gonna take at least 30 days to 45 minutes. We'll talk about this.
Or me, like
to actually
120
close.
with this current deal.
It all depends. It all depends on the kind of deal you close. The thing is, you need to know that there's no shortcut to success. You need to work a lot. You need to work a lot on that.
definitely. Two things. Hey, if you're deciding to get your license or if you've already done it, I commend you. It's great. It's really it's a beautiful career if you really give yourself to it. So two things. A, just do it. And B, find yourself a brokerage that you can really assimilate into, that you feel comfortable with, and that fosters your education. Because like Jose was saying, you're going to hear a lot of things and you're not really going to know what they are until you find yourself in that situation. So when you find yourself in a brokerage with people, like-minded individuals that are willing to help you out, that are open instead of being closed off, it helps you out enormously. Believe me, it gives you a huge leg up when you're starting off in this industry.
My biggest advice would be ask yourself, look at yourself in the mirror. Everybody, you are all professionals here, aside from real estate professionals, lawyers, engineers, chemists, business. So we all put years into our education. So you're going to put years into your building your real estate. And if you're sitting there and you woke up and you want to be a realtor, get real. What are you going to do about it? And,
do it, man.
Wake up. Exactly. Just know that
that's not how it works.
even us as professionals, when we first started and we got our first job, we weren't making the salary we were making when we stopped. So, if you're in the six figures, or you're thinking, you had to work your way over there, and
save your money, man.
And if you're in the six like I was, and then you jumped into this.
This almost reminds me of when I chose to become Jewish. So I'm in the process of that. why are you doing that? There's so much. There's so much to it. And, essentially it boils down to what you believe in. Let's go to real estate, out of the Jewish stuff. What you believe in, if you really like this business, if you really want to grow, what are your goals?
Exactly.
And what you want for yourself, and if you have big goals, real estate can definitely get you whatever you want, but you definitely have to put all the work together.
I have a funny story. It's really short. The first day, we left. When I left the company I was working with, I left with 2 other friends of mine. They started a new business in construction, etc. And at the other day, I was on my balcony drinking like a glass of juice.
Juice?
At 10 a.m. in the morning, I was sitting on my balcony looking like the water.
10 a.m. in the morning, you're not in the office?
It wasn't first day after I quit the other job. And I was on my balcony. They called me, bro, what are we going to do? We don't have a job with us. Bro, I'm a real estate licensee. Calm down. I have this covered. I'm just, I'm my own boss. I work whatever I want. So calm down. After my first month, I said, okay, the breakfast at the balcony have to stop. I need to start making money.
The balcony.
Yeah, like everybody. I'm sure even the ones of us that were really calculated and had a certain amount of months saved up and planned. We all had that come to Jesus moment.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's a moment where you're sitting
another come to Jesus moment. I'm like, contracts, let's go.
There's that moment when you find yourself in front of your computer and you're by yourself and it just hits you and you're like, oh my God.
Is this time of the month?
And you're like,
oh. We all got that time of the month these days.
But you get over it. You just got to hustle. You got to do it.
It's amazing.
And you'll see, man.
It's amazing.
There's nothing like, I think, I don't remember who said it, but we work a bunch of hours on our own schedule. There's nothing like knowing that you're the one. You're the one responsible. You pay your own salary.
Business, yeah.
You're the one. You make that call. You eat. You don't. You don't.
I've been in this country for 2 years. 2 years. November 21st was my second year here. And the last 6 months that I spent on the industry have been amazing.
Awesome.
Has been amazing.
The Kurz Team, everybody. You just have to call us. We have to show you what this is all about.
By the way, it might be related.
Guys,
the brokerage that you're in.
If you're looking into being a real estate professional and you need the right real estate company, come to Kurz Real Estate. We've got you covered. We have a lot of things that we're implementing in 2018 that you have no idea will totally blow your mind as to what this industry can bring to you while being at Kurz Real Estate. And now we've actually reached the close of our show. Thank you guys for listening. Please share the show. Remember our charities. We have NAREP, we have WCR, we have DAREP, the Boys and Girls Club of America, and the Hometown Heroes Program, and you can check those out on our website, which is thekursteam.com. And also, remember our handles, The Kurz Team, on Instagram and Facebook every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Reach us, watch us, share us.
Hi guys. Thank you.